G'day, and welcome to the World Flight Departure of 2024. This briefing video will cover the essential information you'll need flying in Australia and navigating one of the busiest events on VATSIM. Since its inception in 2001, World Flight has started and ended in Sydney and has raised over $500,000 for the Australian Royal Flying Doctor Service. If you're in the early stages of your VATSIM journey, consider focusing on foundational events first.
The 2024 departure route is from Sydney to Adelaide, then onward to Perth. On screen are the standard airways routes for each leg. All pilots must file and use these standard routes. Due to the popularity of this event, expect significant ground and airborne delays, and ensure you load extra fuel. As a rule of thumb, an additional 90 minutes of contingency fuel should suffice. In Australia, the transition altitude is 10,000 feet, and the transition level, flight level 110.
Pre-departure clearances, PDCs, will be used to all departing aircraft. You may receive a PDC through your pilot client or via Hobby's CPDLC. In Australia, all PDCs must be read back to the delivery controller on the frequency. You should first initiate contact with the controller, then read back your assigned SID, squawk and bay number.
Sydney delivery, Qantas 218, PDC readback. Qantas 218, delivery, g'day. Qantas 218, clear to Adelaide via KW1 departure, squawk 3714, bay domestic 5. Qantas 218, thanks. When ready for pushback, contact coordinator 127.6.
At Sydney, once you are ready for push and start, you must contact Sydney Coordinator. Coordinator is responsible for sequencing departures and reducing ground frequency congestion.
Sydney Coordinator, Qantas 218, bay domestic 5, request pushback.
Qantas 218, Sydney Coordinator, monitor ground 121.7.
Monitor ground 121.7, Qantas 218.
Once you're sent to ground, do not call the controller, monitor their frequency, and they will contact you at your assigned pushback time. Expect up to 30-minute delays for pushback during the peak of the event. In addition, note that the coordinator does not approve your pushback. If you are instructed to monitor ground, this is not an approval to begin your push. If coordinator says anything else, such as an expected push time or approximate delay, these are also not approvals to push. Any aircraft pushing without permission will be walloped. You must wait for Sydney ground to say pushback approved. If you require engine start but not pushback, you may also be required to contact coordinator. This will be reflected accordingly in the ATIS. It's important to note that Sydney will be in a ground stop during the hour before the event. This means Sydney will not be allowing departures to leave until the event has officially started.
There are multiple ground frequencies at both Sydney and Perth. If you're ever unsure of which frequency to contact, you can refer to your charts or ask the relevant ATC. Once you've completed your pushback, you should always notify in receipts of the current ATIS information while requesting a taxi. Depending on the runway mode at Sydney, aircraft on the domestic side of the airdrome can expect taxi northbound via Bravo and southbound via Charlie.
Domestic aircraft will not be prompted to contact the tower and should instead switch frequency themselves once at or coming to the holding point. You should report ready for departure on first contact with tower.
Sydney Tower, Qantas 218, Alpha 1 holding point ready.
Qantas 218, Tower, g'day.
On your departure, do not breach your initial level. These are the standard initial levels you can expect for each aerodrome, but you should use the level assigned by the controller in your PDC. Once airborne, call the departure controller as soon as possible and report your level passing and cleared level.
Departures Qantas 218, passing 2,800, climbing 5,000.
Qantas 218, departures identified, climb by SID to flight level 240.
You may be issued further climb via the SID. This means you should follow the altitude restrictions published on the SID.
Due to the high levels of traffic during this departure, aircraft can expect delays for sequencing into Adelaide. This can be done through speed control,
Qantas 741, reduced to mark decimal 75.
vectors,
Jetstar 382, for sequencing, turn left heading 340.
and holding patterns.
Rec 6418, enter published hold overhead black.
Speedbird 11, enter hold overhead maximum, inbound track 240 degrees, right turns, outbound time 2 minutes.
If the controller advises star clearance available, or you are told to expect star clearance in a handoff, you should be prepared to receive and read back a star clearance.
Lufthansa 712 cleared Alexei 3 X-ray arrival, runway 05. When ready, descend flight level 140.
Lufthansa 712 cleared Alexei 3 X-ray arrival, runway 05. When ready, descend flight level 140.
To facilitate the amount of arrivals inbound to Perth, LASO or land and hold short operations may be used. This is when the aerodrome utilises 2 crossing runways simultaneously. Aircraft will be cleared to land on one runway and be required to hold short of a secondary crossing runway. For Perth, this means aircraft landing on runway 03 will be instructed to hold short of runway 06.
Qantas 1289er, traffic is a Jetstar A320 landing on the crossing runway. Hold short, runway 06, runway 03 cleared to land.
Jetstar 248, traffic is a Qantas 737, landing on the crossing runway. We'll hold short, runway 06, cleared to land.
During LASO, the landing distance available for runway 03 will be 2,355 metres. All aircraft will be assumed to be LASO capable. If you are not, you must advise the centre controller immediately before you receive your star clearance.
Albert Center, American 461, negative LASO.
That concludes this pilot briefing video. A companion briefing document with additional information, including SID expectations, will be linked below. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a safe flight.